When the world tells you to give up, when every option has been stripped away and the walls close in from every side, this is when you discover who you really are. Fight like you have no backup, because sometimes the only ally you can count on is yourself. Life will test you. It will push you to the edge, strip away your safety nets, and leave you standing alone in the storm. But it's in that storm, when nothing else is left, that your true strength rises. Today you will learn to fight harder, stand taller, and never rely on anything but your own courage. The moments when everything seems impossible are the moments that define us. Pressure isn't just a force to be endured, it's a tool, a test designed to shape who you are at your core. When life corners you, when the walls close in and the odds stack against you, that is the arena where true strength is revealed. Most people shrink away from these moments, seeking comfort, avoiding the heat of the battle. But those who fight without backup learn to embrace pressure as a teacher rather than a threat. They understand that every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is not a punishment. It's an opportunity to uncover a part of themselves that has never been tapped before. Pressure strips away illusions, it strips away excuses, doubts, and the false sense of security that we often cling to. When you fight without backup, there is no safety net to catch you, no one else to lean on, and no plan B to fall back on. This forces you to rely entirely on your own resourcefulness, your own grit, and your own unshakable will to survive. It is in these moments of complete vulnerability that resilience is born. You learn that discomfort is not a signal to retreat, but a signal to rise, to push harder, and to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. Every obstacle you face under pressure becomes a mirror reflecting your true capabilities. When you feel the weight of the world pressing down on your shoulders, you begin to see what you are really made of. Your mind becomes sharper, your senses more alert, and your body responds with a precision you never thought it had. You discover an inner reservoir of strength that is only revealed when all external support is gone. The fire of adversity lights up parts of your character that remain dormant in times of ease. The struggle itself becomes a teacher, showing you that strength is not measured by the absence of difficulty, but by how relentlessly you continue despite it. Embracing pressure also teaches you control. Panic and fear may rise like waves trying to pull you under, but when you choose to face the storm head-on, you gain mastery over your reactions. You learn to stay calm, think clearly, and act decisively, even when the situation seems unbearable. Every decision under pressure sharpens your judgment, making you faster, more resilient, and more prepared for the next battle. This is the hallmark of those who succeed without relying on backup. They thrive in chaos, and the chaos itself becomes a proving ground for greatness. Ultimately, pressure is the crucible in which ordinary people are transformed into extraordinary individuals. It forces you to confront your limitations, challenge your fears, and rise above the pain. Those who fight like they have no backup understand that the struggle is not a hindrance, it is the pathway to strength, the forge where courage and determination are refined. Every challenge faced alone becomes a testament to your capacity to endure, to survive, and to conquer. By embracing pressure instead of fearing it, you learn that the most powerful force in your life is not external support, but the indomitable strength that comes from within. When no one else is there, when every familiar support has vanished, the only voice you can rely on is your own. In those moments, doubt will creep in. Fear will whisper that you are not enough, that the odds are too high, and that failure is inevitable. But fighting like you have no backup demands a level of self-trust that goes beyond ordinary courage. It's not just about believing you can win. It's about knowing that your instincts, your decisions, and your willpower are enough to carry you through the storm. This kind of trust is forged only in solitude, in situations where there is no alternative, no fallback plan, no safety net. It is raw, unyielding, and unshakable. Trusting yourself completely means quieting the noise around you, the judgments, the doubts, the expectations, and listening to your own inner compass. When you act without backup, hesitation can be deadly, and every second counts. You learn to make decisions quickly, to rely on your intuition, and to accept the weight of those choices without blaming others. Each decision, right or wrong, becomes a teacher, showing you the depth of your own capabilities. Over time, this self-reliance transforms fear into confidence. The uncertainty of being alone no longer paralyzes you. Instead, it sharpens your awareness, hones your focus, and strengthens your resolve. The most powerful battles in life are often fought internally before they're fought externally. Doubt, anxiety, and insecurity are constant adversaries, but trusting yourself allows you to rise above them. You discover that your mind is more powerful than you ever imagined, that your courage can outshine fear, and that your determination can move mountains even when the world is against you. When you have no backup, there is no room for second guessing, and this forces clarity. You learn to recognize your strengths, to confront your weaknesses, and to use both as tools in your fight. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to sharpen your skills, strengthen your mindset, and fortify your spirit. Complete self-trust also teaches accountability. There is no one else to blame, no one else to carry the load, and no one else to fix your mistakes. This responsibility can feel overwhelming at first, but it builds an unbreakable character. You learn to stand tall in the face of adversity, to own your decisions, and to accept both victory and defeat with grace. The more you rely on yourself, the less fear controls you, and the more freedom you gain to act decisively. This independence, once fully realized, becomes an unstoppable force. Ultimately, trusting yourself completely is about embracing your own power. It is about recognizing that while external help may come and go, your inner strength is constant. The moment you stop depending on others and begin to fully rely on yourself, you unlock a level of resilience and determination that no obstacle can diminish. Fighting without backup is not a test of your external resources. It is a testament to your inner mastery, your unwavering courage, and your ability to rise, stand firm, and conquer whatever challenges life throws at you. Life rarely waits for you to be ready. Challenges come suddenly, twists appear without warning, and when you have no backup, there is no safety net to catch you when the unexpected strikes. Fighting like you have no backup forces you to adapt or perish. Adaptation isn't just a skill, it is survival. It requires you to be alert, flexible, and relentless in your pursuit of solutions. Every curveball thrown at you, every obstacle that seems insurmountable, is an invitation to evolve, to think faster, and to act smarter. Those who fail to adapt are crushed under the weight of life's unpredictability. Those who succeed are the ones who learn to bend without breaking, to pivot when necessary, and to turn adversity into opportunity. When backup is gone, improvisation becomes your greatest weapon. There is no time for hesitation, no luxury to overthink, and no external support to fall back on. Every decision matters and every action counts. You learn to observe, to analyze, and to respond with precision, transforming pressure into clarity. Your mind becomes sharper, your senses more attuned, and your instincts finely tuned to detect solutions where others see only chaos. Adaptation teaches resilience, not just the ability to survive, but the ability to thrive, even when the odds seem stacked impossibly high. It's about turning obstacles into stepping stones and transforming uncertainty into advantage. Every unexpected challenge you face without backup pushes you to innovate. When old plans fail, you are forced to create new ones. When familiar paths close, you must find new ways forward. This constant requirement to think creatively builds mental toughness and resourcefulness that can never be taken away. You discover that limitations are only real when you let them define you. The absence of backup forces you to rely on your intelligence, your determination, and your courage in ways that comfort and predictability never could. Every setback becomes an opportunity to grow, and every moment of uncertainty becomes a proving ground for your strength. The adaptation also teaches humility and patience. Life's unpredictability shows you that control is often an illusion and that success depends on flexibility, not stubbornness. The more you embrace change, the stronger and more capable you become. You learn to accept what cannot be controlled, to focus on what can, and to move forward with confidence even when the future is uncertain. Fighting like you have no backup strips away the illusion of permanence and safety, replacing it with a deep understanding that true strength is born from the ability to respond effectively to the unexpected. Ultimately, learning to adapt without backup is about mastering yourself in the face of chaos. You realize that you do not need external support to overcome adversity, because the power to survive, to overcome, and to triumph lies within you. The storm may rage around you, the terrain may shift beneath your feet, and the path forward may be hidden, but when you adapt relentlessly, you become unstoppable. Every challenge is no longer a threat, but a test of your ingenuity, courage, and unbreakable will. Adapt, evolve, and fight relentlessly, because in the absence of backup, your ability to change and persevere is the most powerful weapon you possess. Comfort is a trap. It lulls you into a false sense of safety, a state where growth slows and courage withers. When you fight like you have no backup, relying on comfort is not an option. Every crutch, every familiar routine, every shield of convenience becomes a chain holding you back from your true potential. To rise above, you must burn your comfort zones, leaving behind anything that gives you a full sense of security. Growth does not happen in ease. It happens in the heat of challenge, in the raw edges of discomfort, and in the moments where every instinct screams to retreat. The fight without backup demands that you step into that discomfort willingly, knowing it is the very thing that will shape your strength. When you leave comfort behind, fear will try to fill the void. Your mind will resist, clinging to the familiar, whispering that you are risking too much, that you are unprepared, that safety is preferable. But this is the exact moment when you must push forward. True courage is not the absence of fear, it is action in spite of it. By burning your comfort zones, you force yourself to face fear head on, to challenge your limitations and to test the strength of your resolve. Every time you step outside the familiar, you expand what is possible, discovering capabilities you never imagined you had. It is in this space, where nothing is guaranteed, that you begin to transform from ordinary to extraordinary. Comfort is not just physical, it is mental, emotional, and even social. It is the easy way out, the path of least resistance, the voice that tells you to settle. But fighting without backup requires a relentless rejection of this ease. It demands that you push beyond routines, ignore doubts, and confront obstacles with boldness. You must embrace the unknown, challenge yourself in ways that are uncomfortable, and persist even when the path forward seems unclear or dangerous. Every struggle outside of comfort builds resilience, fortifies determination, and strengthens the inner fire that will carry you through any battle. Burning comfort zones also teaches you the value of risk. When nothing is guaranteed, every action carries weight, and every choice is amplified. You learn to act decisively, to trust your instincts, and to embrace uncertainty as part of the journey. The easier path may seem tempting, but it leads only to stagnation. True victory comes to those who willingly walk through the fire of discomfort, knowing that the reward is not just survival, but transformation. Each challenge met outside the safety of comfort is a triumph, a proof that you are capable of more than you ever allowed yourself to imagine. Ultimately, leaving comfort behind is about liberation. It frees you from the chains of fear and dependence, forcing you to rely on your own strength, ingenuity, and resilience. Every step outside the familiar is a step toward mastery over yourself, a declaration that you are willing to endure, to struggle, and to rise no matter the odds. When you fight like you have no backup, comfort is no longer an option, it becomes your enemy. The moment you burn it, embrace the unknown, and push past fear, you awaken a power within yourself that cannot be shaken. Growth, strength, and victory are born in discomfort, and the more boldly you leave comfort behind, the more unstoppable you become. Time is ruthless. It does not pause for hesitation, it does not wait for preparation, and it shows no mercy for the indecisive. When you fight like you have no backup, every second becomes precious, every moment a weapon, and every delay a potential defeat. Urgency is not simply about speed, it is about clarity, focus, and relentless drive. When nothing and no one is coming to your aid, the clock becomes both a challenge and a motivator. The way you respond to it, the way you act under its pressure, defines whether you will survive, succeed, or fall behind. Every decision must be deliberate, every action decisive, because time lost is an opportunity squandered. Fighting with urgency requires you to sharpen your mind and harness your energy. Procrastination, hesitation, and doubt are luxuries you can no longer afford. The absence of backup leaves no room for delay. There is no safety net to cushion failure, no one else to take responsibility, and no chance to retry. Every step must be taken with purpose, every move executed with precision, and every obstacle faced with immediate determination. Urgency transforms fear into fuel, anxiety into awareness, and pressure into a driving force that pushes you beyond what you thought possible. It demands that you focus not on what is comfortable, but on what is necessary to move forward, to survive, and to conquer. When you act with urgency, you tap into a power that most people never experience. The mind and body respond differently when every second counts. Your instincts become faster, your reflexes sharper, and your awareness of the world around you heighten. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are navigated with clarity and precision, because hesitation has no place. Urgency forces you to fully inhabit the present, to prioritize what truly matters, and to channel every ounce of your energy into action. The absence of backup removes distractions and excuses, leaving only one choice: move forward, relentlessly and without compromise. Urgency also cultivates resilience. When every moment is critical, you learn to endure fatigue, discomfort, and fear without faltering. You develop an inner drive that refuses to be stopped, a persistence that carries you past pain and doubt, and a determination that transforms adversity into opportunity. Each challenge faced under the pressure of time reinforces your confidence, sharpens your resolve, and strengthens your belief in your own abilities. You come to understand that action is more powerful than intention, that momentum outweighs hesitation, and that persistence in the face of urgency can overcome even the greatest obstacles. Ultimately, the power of urgency lies in its ability to awaken your potential. When you fight like you have no backup, you cannot wait for perfect conditions or ideal circumstances. You must act now, with everything you have, trusting that your focus, skill, and determination will carry you through. Time is not your enemy. It is the catalyst that pushes you to be faster, stronger, and more capable than ever before. By embracing urgency, you transform every second into an opportunity to prove your strength, to seize control of your destiny, and to rise above any challenge. When nothing else is coming to save you, urgency becomes your most powerful ally, and the fire within you burns brighter than the obstacles around you. The ultimate lesson of fighting without backup is learning to stand alone and rise stronger than ever. There will come moments in life when every familiar support is gone, when no one is there to catch you if you fall, and when the weight of the world rests entirely on your shoulders. These are the moments that reveal your true character. Standing alone is not a punishment, it is a test, a proving ground for courage, resilience, and determination. When you embrace solitude in the midst of struggle, you discover a strength that is entirely your own, unshakable and untouchable by circumstance or opinion. Being alone forces clarity. There is no one else to share the burden, no one to dilute responsibility, and no external voice to influence your decisions. Every choice, every action, every consequence belongs to you and you alone. At first, this can feel overwhelming. The pressure can seem unbearable, the weight too heavy. But this is exactly where growth happens. Solitude teaches accountability in its purest form. You learn to stand firm, to face the consequences of your actions head on, and to accept both victory and failure without deflecting blame. This ownership of your life builds confidence, courage, and an inner authority that no external circumstance can shake. When you fight alone, you also learn the depth of your endurance. Pain, exhaustion, and fear may press in from every direction, but without a backup, you have no choice but to rise above them. Every step forward becomes a testament to your persistence. Every obstacle overcome is proof of your inner strength, and every moment of struggle strengthens the foundation of your character. You come to understand that the human spirit is far more resilient than you ever imagined. There is a power within you, a wellspring of courage and determination that only surfaces when all else has been stripped away. Standing alone also cultivates self-reliance. You no longer wait for permission, support, or approval. You act, you trust your instincts, sharpen your judgment, and rely entirely on your own abilities to navigate the challenges ahead. In this space, distraction fades, excuses lose meaning, and your focus becomes absolute. Every skill, every ounce of strength, and every mental resource is fully engaged. You begin to realize that dependency is not strength, and that the true measure of power lies in your ability to rise, act, and persevere entirely on your own. Ultimately, standing alone transforms fear into freedom. When no one else can fight for you, you discover that the only limit is the one you place on yourself. Isolation becomes a teacher, struggle becomes a mentor, and adversity becomes the forge of greatness. You rise stronger not because the path is easy, but because you have faced the storm without crutches, without safety nets, and without excuses. Every battle fought alone proves that you are capable, unbreakable, and worthy of victory. When you learn to stand alone, you also realize that you were never weak, you simply hadn't been tested. The moment you embrace solitude, take responsibility, and rise in the face of every challenge, you awaken a power within yourself that no obstacle can defeat. You learn that true strength is not measured by the support you have, but by the courage you summon when support is gone. Fight with everything you have. Rise above every struggle and stand tall. Because when you fight alone and refuse to fall, you discover that the greatest victories come not from external help, but from the indomitable spirit that resides within you.